I'm Serena, and today we're going to do the mixed girl tag. So you guys have probably seen it floating around. We're just going to answer some questions and throw our 2 cents in.
Our 2 cents or 10 cents.
Honestly, I could throw a whole $1 in, but I'm going to keep it I'm going to keep it 2 cents today.
So, the first question is, what are you mixed with? We've said this previously.
Yeah, what I always tell people when they ask me this question is to guess.
Yeah, me too.
Because, like, I've heard so many different things that I just, at this point, I think it's kind of, like, entertaining to see what people
I get it, like, every day. Do you?
Me too. I get it sometimes all day long. Like,
yeah. Like, we get it a lot.
So what are we mixed with?
Native American, Mexican.
Black and white.
Yes. What ethnicity have you often been mistaken for? Oh my gosh. Everything.
And I think
it's everything.
I think it's interesting because we have like the exact same mix. We have the exact same parents.
Yeah.
And I feel like our genes came out so differently in each of us.
Mm-hmm.
So like I feel like we get different things that people guess that we are. So yeah, I get like Puerto Rican or Cuban a lot. I've gotten Peruvian. I get asked if I'm Blasian. A lot of people think I'm just like black and white. People think I'm Hispanic.
I get Pacific Islander, Asian. I feel like, Middle Eastern.
Oh, I get asked if I'm
Italian.
Israeli. Yeah. French.
Yeah. People just think I'm black too. Just black or just Mexican or just Native American.
Some people don't think I'm black at all. Like I tell them I'm
Yeah.
black and they're like shocked beyond belief.
I feel like because your skin has an olive complexion.
Yeah, maybe.
Is our hair curly or straight? Mine's in between the two. Yours is curly, obviously.
Her hair used to be really curly.
And then I straightened it all off because I didn't think curly hair was cool because it got made fun of, so I straightened it all the time. But look at her hair, y'all. This is not just one type of hair.
It's not just one type of hair. And what's funny is that my hair texture is actually like really, really fine. So if you touch it, it's like the whole thing can fit like barely into my hand, but then you pop it out and it just goes like that.
So our next question is, was coming from different backgrounds challenging growing up?
I'll let you start it off.
Yes, it was.
So I feel like, yes, it was definitely challenging growing up because where we lived, it wasn't a very diverse place. So there weren't a lot of people that looked different, and that kind of made us stand out in a way that you don't necessarily want to, because I feel like when you're younger and you just want to like fit in with your peers and you want to be accepted into whatever group you're around and your family and everything, and we didn't really know what the idea of being like interracial was. I don't even think that I asked my mom like what are we until I was in maybe 6th grade. When you're a kid, I feel like it's kind of hard to look different and to feel different, and I was super pale, and so I just got made fun of for that.
Yeah. It sucks when you're growing up because when you're growing up, like, you want to be accepted. And I feel like it hits home when from your own people, from your own like communities, you're not even getting accepted.
Something that I feel like I've dealt with a lot is that people say like, oh, you aren't this because you're only this much of it. And this is what I always say to people. But what they don't realize is that we're only a sliver of everything that we are. So it's like to say, oh, you aren't this because you're only a quarter, or you aren't this because you're only this percentage. It's like, then what are we? Because we're this much literally of everything.
Everything.
That's like, me, I feel most comfortable identifying as like, I am interracial. I'm a mixture. Like, you can't separate one without the other. Like, we're all of them at once. And I think that's something that I've just had to come to realize.
Yeah, I mean, now, like, I've embraced it. I'm so thankful that I can represent so many different backgrounds and I can represent so many different communities. And now I've, like, accepted myself. But just growing up, it was definitely a challenge.
Yeah.
The next question is, which backgrounds do you embrace the most? Oh,
I would say to me, I would say Native and Black, just because I feel like that's who we grew up around the most.
Yeah.
On a Native family and a Black family.
Yeah, same.
Yeah, but I would say, like I said before, I've kind of just embraced, like, being all of them at once. You know, the intersectionality of who you are as a person, and that makes us unique, and, you know, it forces us to have a lot of different perspectives on life.
Yeah, and, like, now we embrace it.
Yeah, so I think that it's definitely, like, shaped who we are as people and, like, our worldview and everything, and just realizing that, like, we really are all one.
We get to experience all these different backgrounds, and we get to teach other people, and we get to learn, and yeah.
What do you think that you do? Same?
No, yeah, I agree. Yeah.
Knowing that we have so many cultures in us, like, to learn more about each one. There are some people that are mixed with a lot of things, but they look like they're only one thing, so they're accepted just based on how they look, and they probably wouldn't have to go through that whole identity crisis, even though they're still just as interracial as someone else might be. I think that it did force me to be like, it's okay to be different. I realized, like, this is our family. It doesn't make me any less, like, related to anybody, or because I know, like, I am this. There's no doubt about that.
We answered, like, all these questions in, like, one topic. Have you ever been teased for being different?
The time that stands out to me the most is when we were in Memphis and we went to a step show with some of our cousins, and I think I might have been, like, the lightest one in there.
I remember.
And people were yelling at me, like, get the white girl out. People were looking at me. They looked so angry. And to me, that just hurt, because I was like, I'm literally here with my family. You know, I was probably, like, 10 or 11 at the time.
Yeah.
And I feel like I probably think about that a lot every time that I think, like, I don't know, when I get uncomfortable in a situation because I feel like people are judging me. Yeah, that's what stands out.
In middle school, my grandpa would come to school, like my school, and he's black, and I just remember kids would think it was okay to call me the N-word, and just make fun of me because I had curly hair. So I just remember sitting in class and, like, people just throwing erasers and paper and all kinds of stuff in my hair.
Remember when
I wore my hair up. I never wore my hair down because I didn't want to get teased for having curly hair. So I either straightened it or I wore it in, like, a bun. That, like, traumatized me. Like, that, I don't know. Like, it just was so sad.
It's crazy because we still think about these experiences today.
Like, they happened yesterday, but it happened 10 years ago. Yeah. Have you ever been ashamed for being multiracial? I don't think I've been ashamed. I think it's just, like...
No.
I think it just hurt my feelings getting teased.
I think it just caused a lot of, like, confusion for my young self.
Yeah.
So, but I was never, like, embarrassed of who I was. I just didn't understand why people were so pressed about it.
Do you feel that being mixed has its benefits?
For me, I feel like it is beneficial in the sense that it's allowed me to be a lot more aware about more cultures. Same. That I feel like I wouldn't have otherwise. Like, I think it's cool to look up, like, family history and to learn more about, like, the different tribes that we are, the history of our ancestors. I feel like that's the most rewarding thing for me, because it's, like, at the same time where you feel like maybe you don't belong anywhere, you kind of belong everywhere. Exactly. Or you can relate to a lot of people.
Yeah, that's my exact answer too.
There we go.
What makes being multiracial a beautiful thing? I think what you just said is, like, that's the beauty of it, is you get to identify with all these different cultures and you get to learn about all these different histories, and I feel like it helps just, like, we understand, like, the inclusiveness of people.
Yeah, being open-minded.
Yeah, we're not, like, closed-minded, like, you're not this, so you can't, like, we don't really care what you have to say, or what you say doesn't matter because you look, like, we don't judge. It makes us very judge-free.
And just seeing, like, the diversity that this world has to offer.
Any advice to someone who struggles with their multiracial identity? We're not alone.
You are not invalidated in your culture just because you may not look like what the typical person of your culture would look like. So I would say just embrace it and realize that it's a beautiful thing and you're unique, and just don't get discouraged.
It doesn't matter what you are. But, like,
people put a lot of focus on race. They want to know, what are you?
Yeah.
How they want to know how to categorize you. They want to look at you and they want to try to make sense of it for themselves.
Yeah. And just embrace it. Like, embrace just being everything, but also know that just because you are interracial doesn't mean that your voice matters any less.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Yeah, I agree.
So let me see. I think that's all the questions we have. And this says, be proud, be beautiful, be fabulously unique.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah, me too. To be on the lookout for our next video.